Hey gamers, welcome to the Part-Time Gamers Club, where we game part-time but support gaming all the time. For those of you tuning back in, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And if it's your first time here, welcome to the crew. I'm Gio, alongside me is Gerard and Mike. And on today's episode, we're going to be speaking about our impressions on the Arcane music videos. Let's get to it.
Riot recently released two music videos. One, Paint the Town Blue, which is Jinx inspired, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, for Mbessa's backstory. Both of these have their own songs, and they will be recorded in the Arcane 2 soundtrack. In this episode, we'll be talking about our impressions of both music videos and our predictions on what they could mean, or better yet, whether we enjoyed them or not. Starting off, we'll start off with the first song that came out, but the later music video, "Paint the Town Blue." Do you guys enjoy the song? How do you guys like it?
You want me to go first, Mike? You got it.
Yeah, I'll take it. All
right, got it.
Just because I probably have a different opinion between.
Oh, I'm interested. All right, go ahead. Let us know how you really.
No, I'm not saying it's horrible or bad or anything. It did take, I guess, a couple of listens to kind of like the music. It's not my, I guess, I would say cup of tea. It's not, it's something I had to get used to. So it took me a while. I had to play it multiple times. Now I'll try and force myself to like it, but it's not what I was, would listen to. I would say that probably be better explained. I would have listened to in my normal daily life, I guess I would say. But the video's not bad. It kind of does fit with the show. Jinx inspired. So I do agree with that. It just fits. It does fit the show, the Arcane 2 coming out, and does fit Jinx. So that's my opinion on the music video.
Your opinion sucks and nobody likes you. No, I'm just kidding.
What about you, Gio?
Now, I was honestly surprised that Ash Nico was selected. Like I said, I do know a little bit about her, and her being, she's I want to say a Doja Cat similarity when it comes to hip hop, because she is technically a hip hop artist. So I knew Mike wouldn't, when he said, his opinion, I was like, yeah, her style is a little different.
Yeah.
And she usually, I'm not gonna lie, if you listen to her regular music, I'm not gonna lie, I personally don't mind her. I like her because she's kind of like a talk your shit. She's kind of like a boss bitch kind of deal, but still very feminine at the same time. So she's very sexual in her song. So I was really thrown off by them selecting her, but I think she really fit it well. I think the music video was a really good music video. I like the theme. I like the uh artistic design behind it, and how they, like you said, it made it feel Jinx inspired. The whole music video felt Jinx inspired. And I feel like it set a good tone going into Arcane season 2.
Yeah, I'll say I don't really follow Ashinoko as much. I don't know any of her songs or anything like that, so I can't really give a impression on what the artist is capable of. But I do think that the music video was very kind of good. We see Jinx in the music video as Ashinoko with blue hair and her followers. I don't know about the over sexualizing part or sexualizing per se. It's very hard to say because Jinx is literally in game just wearing a top and just it's like a crop top and everything like that. So it's hard to say that Jinx is not just being Jinx rather than being just over sexualized or sexualized at all. Definitely the backup ones, I would say, were sexualized.
I didn't mean that. I was just intrigued that they picked Ash Nico because her music is usually very sexual. That's why I would say it threw me a little off, because you're right. Jinx doesn't come off like that. Jinx is more like just a rebel. She's just She's just a rebel. She's just wild child.
Definitely Wild Child.
Hmm.
And I would like to say that I do, besides like the background characters being like her followers, which we'll see in like Arcane 2, like because they kind of hinted at it already, but not as much lore as to be expected in a music video, unlike the other music video, which is Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And that one is about Mbessa's backstory coming from Noxus and everything like that. What were you guys' thoughts on that music video as a whole?
You want this one more, or you want me to
You
go?
pass. I'm passing this to you.
All
Yeah.
right. I liked it visually. I did. The song for me wasn't like it didn't. I don't know. It didn't draw me in. Maybe I got to give it a couple more listens, but it didn't. Like it didn't move me enough. You know what I mean? I preferred Ash Nico's song in comparison.
Like, I mean, it's
Uh,
kind of two different type. It's more like
yeah.
Ash
But
Nico's
That's
more
two different
upbeat.
genres.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely. But it's not like I'm only a hip hop fan because we both, all three of us know I'm not. But like if I had to say, like, if I had to compare it, right, out of all three like major Arcane songs, like if you go back to Arcane season one, you choose Enemy with JID and Imagine Dragons. Like I feel it really felt like that set the stage for Arcane season one, and I feel the same way about Paint the Town Blue with Ash Nico. Now I understand this is more of like kind of almost like a spotlight kind of deal with the new character that's about to come into League of Legends. That's how I felt more about it. So I didn't feel like the quality, not to diminish it by any means. The song just didn't move me. I didn't feel like that song quality was there. I think it fit what it was trying to achieve as a visual video introduction, with some music, with some, I guess, storyline music kind of deal or inspirational, I don't know, build up kind of deal. But for me, it was,
If
Well, I mean,
Go ahead,
go ahead.
Mike.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
put
I
a pin on mine.
mean, it's too like I said, like Joe said, it's too different. You know, the Paint the Town Blue, like that's felt more of like a hyping you up
Mhm.
kind of
I
type of
agree.
music,
Hmm.
whereas Paint Blood, Paint, I
Not
can't
paint
say
blood.
I believe in you. It's
Wait,
Blood,
wait,
Sweat,
Blood,
and Tears.
Blood, Tears. It's more of like a focus, kind of like,
hmm
hey, this is it's more explaining the lore, and the music is just kind of like deep
That's why.
and
That's
not
why I
like
said it's like a spotlight music video, like introducing the character. I get it. If it did what it was supposed to do, but I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose out of the songs, I would choose that one, like Paint the Town Blue or Enemy. Like, if I was to listen to, like you said, on a daily, I wouldn't really listen to
yeah.
Enemy.
No, I would agree with that. I wouldn't listen. I would listen to Paint the Town Blue then.
I
That's what it says. But I did like like I said, the visual, the
Oh yeah,
lore
the visual. Yeah,
behind
yeah.
it.
It felt
It
like
does.
watching Arcane though too. It kind of felt like it if you watched the music videos.
It could have been part of the show, and that could be like
Yeah, you
music
never
on
know.
top of it. But like I said, it was visually good. I like it.
Hmm
I didn't mind the music, is because it wasn't it wasn't trying to play to the hype
hmm
type of music. It's just more of like, this is what coming. This is how it's the lore of it. So I did enjoy it, but like I said, wouldn't listen to it. My daily.
What about
yeah.
you, Drew? You bumping
Uh,
it?
you know,
Jumping in the
so
car, blasting it.
Yeah.
honestly, so here's no, I will agree with you. I'm probably not bumping it. Um, I do like the song, but it's not that song that I'm going to, because like I feel like it's more of an environmental or like a mood setting song.
hmm
So it has it like the song has a point and a moral, and that's good for a song to have, especially when it's like trying to deal with a music video that is trying to deal with some backstory and lore and try to set a tone, things like that.
Yep.
And we get a lot of backstory, and there's some theories about it in the music video, because it is, and I mentioned this before, it's canon. It's like literally the backstory in the Arcane universe, and the same people that make the music video, the animated music, are the same people that are making the show. Like Fortiche is responsible for drawing both and like the music video and Arcane too, or Arcane is a series. So I can understand like it's like oh it's like watching Arcane. It's like literally it's the same people that did it. um, but also like it has multiple points. Like that music video was doing multiple things. One, it was telling us the backstory of Mbessa, how like her encounter with Kindred, and showing like how close she was to dying, and showing that she became a follower of the wolf, which is a deity in the eyes of Noxus, is a whole thing, and showing like, hey, almost came close to death, and I had to fight with the wolf for my life. And when I thought about my unborn child, because she was dying with Mel in her belly or in her stomach, she was like, I need to protect my child. And she gets like the reason why she's all about family is because she, growing up, did not have that much of a family tie. Like the Medarda family was all about power and everything like that, but she knew that she was meant more, and that protecting the family or the family name is the most important thing she can do. But that also goes into like tradition of Noxus families and everything like that. But what I personally see is that you were mentioning Enemy, GL, and honestly, there are songs on Arcane 1 soundtrack that I would prefer over Enemy. And what was it? Man, I can't remember the name. It's when you go down into Zon. It's like
I didn't say it was the best song. I said
it was the
one that
theme.
set
It
the
was
tone.
yes.
Yeah, it
It was
set the
the set
tone
the
for
tone to
Arcane.
like Arcane,
Yeah.
and like honestly, if we're coming into Arcane 2, especially what happened at the end of Arcane 1, that's not the kind of tone I'm looking for. Because Arcane 1 left on a huge cliffhanger. It was like, I want some hype music. I was like, what are you talking about? We possibly have like 15 people dead. It was like, that tone is not the credible one I want right now.
I'm all about it. Chill. I'm just kidding. Well,
like,
that's what Jinx is, right? Jinx is just
no,
she's
she was crying when she shot that rocket, GL. She was having a literal fucking breakdown.
I just said she's maniacal. She realized, she got a little too crazy.
No, she doesn't realize that. She just accepted it. It's totally different, GL. Okay.
But, she came to a reality. So, it hit it hard. But I will say, like I was saying before, because you mentioned Enemy, and with Ash Nico's song, like I told you before, I was like, I think it's funny because like a lot of these mainstream artists are been invited or are doing songs for Riot, right? If you think about Worlds and stuff like that, we even had, what is that guy's name? Nas X. He did one that was a pretty good song for the Worlds. I think that was last year's World song.
I think that song was underrated. I thought people gave it more shit than it deserved because I enjoyed that song.
Because it was him. I'll be honest. It's just because it was him, and people are gonna have their opinions, their feelings. It is what it is. I thought it was a decent song. I will say that the other thing is, to me right now, it feels like, and maybe I'm just going out on a limb, but I feel like Worlds and Riot Games, the way it's trending and the way they're getting these music artists to get in, work with them, and actually put quality music. Like, it's not like they're giving them just throwaway music. They're actually making music that's based on the game or the series, and they're putting actual effort into it and quality into it. I feel like, in a way, Worlds eventually, if it continues and it trends, almost like a mini Super Bowl for artists, because there's such a big fan base that, if you don't know, uh Enemy was 3 times platinum. Like, it did well. It charted well. So like, and now granted, Imagine Dragons and JRD are probably a little bit bigger artists, so they have a bigger fan base. But you would think their traditional fan base aren't listening to their songs that they're making for a video game or a video game series, or animated series, shall I say. So it's kind of interesting that these artists are doing it, and the songs are being received well, even though they're dedicated to a game or an animated series. That's
I
all I'm
mean,
saying. And I
I
think
don't
it could
know.
be helpful for like Ash Nico, who's a smaller artist that's up and coming. You know what I
What
mean? And I
What about you,
will see a
Mike?
lot of that.
Well, Mike, I know you wanted to say something. I have my thoughts as well.
Good.
I mean, yes, I do like the choices of the artists because and I do feel like it's esports and league and all the competition.
Hmm.
It's still kind of growing. I don't know when it will hit its big
Mm.
peak. But even if like the artist, like let's say Ash Nico, like I never heard of her,
Hmm.
so I don't know. And you said there's a fan base, and this will only help her. But saying that like it, I can't explain it. Say
I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like it could be a very good boost for artists. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like Riot Games is becoming so big and popular in a way that music artists are actually looking at it like, oh, this could be beneficial to me and my fan base, or in growing, expanding my fan base. Like you said, you never heard of Ash Nico. I can tell you right now, I heard her Ash Nico, and I can tell you right now, she does have a strong following. There's music videos that she has that has 150 million plus views, 95 million plus views. That's nothing to sneeze at by any means. So she does numbers.
I
So
will.
this is only going to amplify. I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's crazy that Riot Games is having this influence in the music world, because we talk about Riot Games in a lot of different avenues besides video games.
Yeah, but I would argue that it's not already like, or excuse me, I would argue that it's not already people have not been thinking about. Like I've
Hmm.
considered that people have been wanting to work with Riot, like musicians would want to work with Riot for a very long time. It is not just recently. Like Enemy was 3-time platinum, but even before that, we
Hmm.
were having like KDA, and we were also having True Damage, which has Kiki Palmer
Hmm.
as Senna. So like we already have like proficient musicians try like singing music videos and everything like that with huge followings and only getting more popular because of them. So I don't think it's honestly going to the level of Super Bowl. I think it's already at mini Super Bowl level.
Well, that's what I meant. Like it's a mini Super Bowl, and like it helps amplify these artists and expand their fan base, introduce to
Yeah.
newer fan base and
Yeah.
stuff. That's all I meant by that. I didn't
Yeah.
say. I'm not saying that it is. That's what I said. It's been trending that way, and I feel like it's even going to get bigger. I feel like there's going to be even more bigger artists, already successful mainstream artists, that might dip into it. Like Nas
How,
X is already a big mainstream
yeah,
artist.
how far would you think you like? How popular are you thinking? Because like we have Nas X, we have Kiki Palmer. Like for benefit of the deck, I won't include like not SZA. What's her name? Excuse me. The people in KDA. Uh, God, or like New Jeans is also a good example that did
Mhm.
Gods. So like there are like proficient musicians already. So like how like what's the most popular person you think
Well,
would
I
be
think, like, I think
before you could say they made it?
eventually. No, no, no. I'm not saying that they haven't made it.
I'm talking about
What I'm
Riot.
saying,
I'm talking about Riot's made it to the top of the musician
I,
list.
feel like Riot is, when it comes to the video game world. I feel like Riot's at the top right now. I'm being honest, because of how they attract. First off, the talent for visuals, uh, as well as direction and stuff like that they're doing with, and their plans with the series. You know they got to be working with some
Yeah,
Hollywood people to be doing
yeah,
this.
but
They have
what musicians? Like what name a musician that is you
If they
would
can
think
get, all right, if they can get levels of, like, I'm being honest, all right. So not that I want to see him do it, because I don't care for him like that. But like if they start getting the high uh monthly listeners, like of Spotify, like the Drakes, the Weekend, the Nicki Minaj's, the Rihanna's, the Beyonce,
the people
then we're
that
on a
plays in the
whole.
Super Bowl,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
count Super Bowl
That's what I mean.
caliber.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's when it's a whole different level, and we're like, whoa. But I kind of like that they're doing more of the artists that are good artists that aren't so mainstream. Like Imagine Dragons a one-off kind of deal in a sense, and Nas X.
Yeah.
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean? Because if you think about their other artists, they're not as big as Imagine Dragon and Nas X. They're not.
but so you're talking about the American scene specifically.
No, well, I would like to see, but I think are they disbanded Blackpink?
No,
N-
nah, I can't say for sure. Actually, for a second I
Can't say
thought of a
for sure,
completely different.
and I'd rather not have Blackpink fans come after us. So
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, no,
That's
that's a
I don't
different,
know.
that's a
I don't know
different
because
group.
I know one of them is like I think one of them's doing like their own thing on the rap scene right
I
now.
think
But
they
there's
have
another one.
solo. Yeah, they have solo.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
of them
yeah,
have
yeah,
solo
yeah.
songs.
But that's why I don't know if they're doing a joint thing right now. But honestly, I think New Gen is one of them is in New Gen also, isn't there? From Blackpink, one of the
New
members.
Jeans.
New Jeans, yeah.
Uh, I
No.
I'm not a big follower in K-pop as much.
Yeah.
I only know them by group name. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Let me back. I'm not a follower of female K-pop stars.
You sexist bastard.
Look, BTS is the people I followed, but that's because I was long time.
I'm
before.
not gonna say anything disrespectful because
You don't like
BTS
BTS?
is very successful. They're very successful. I'm not saying I don't like them. They're very successful. But if I had a preference and choice to see performing somebody at Worlds,
We
I
know
would
talking.
choose Blackpink all day over BTS. That's me
You
personally.
know, you're calling the BTS people out, and they will come to your house. They will come. You'll,
All I'm saying is I would like to see those ladies because I don't know if you've seen some of their music videos, but man,
yeah. So G Idol is the people from KDA. That's the one that I was
Mhm.
trying to think of. But New Jeans themselves, I know Carria, and this is weird random lore. Carria literally wanted to go to Worlds because New Jeans were performing and he wanted to meet them. That was his reason. He didn't
That's
want to
awesome.
win Worlds. He wanted to meet New Jeans.
That's pretty funny. That's
yeah.
actually really funny.
Uh,
There's another one, bro. She's like a
I don't know.
I want to say she's actually a Japanese rapper, but or she's Korean, but she raps in Japanese, something like that. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna think about it too much. But
Mm.
what
But she's
what I
another
will
big
say,
one, like around the world. That's what I'm saying. Like,
what I will
those-
say, my friend George, he would probably be able to answer all these questions.
Mhm.
To get us back on track of the music videos, and my final question before we head off,
Mhm.
the music videos are great, and as we mentioned, Mbessa has, or excuse me, in the Mbessa music video, they have the lore of Mbessa, the backstory leading up to Arcane 1, and like the shows of the new skins that are coming out, which just like an extra filler, if not probably the main focus of the music video itself, to show like the new Pantheon skin, the new Swain skin, the new Katarina skin, the new Mbessa secondary skin, whatever. And then we have Paint the Town Blue, which is a completely different artistic style, but like great songs or anything like that. Do we expect another music video before Arcane 2 comes out? Now, it comes out, and Act 1, which is episode 1, 2, and 3, will be released November 9th. We are recording this a week prior to it. Do we think another music video comes out, or a music video comes out day of? Or do they release the soundtrack on day of? Because we're definitely getting the Arcane 2 soundtrack. I don't know when, but we'll be definitely getting it, and I'm looking forward to it. If Paint the Town Blue is on there, and probably like Blood, Sweat, and Tears is going to be on there definitely. So we have already 2 songs. Both of them slap. One of them is probably going to be on repeat. Most likely Paint the Town Blue. But are we looking forward to that? What are you guys' thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm interested in the soundtrack because of 2 artists. One being Young Miko, which for anybody that knows reggaeton music, she has been blowing up on the scene of reggaeton probably the last year and a half, 2 years. She's really gained steam. I really like Young Miko. Young Miko's another like Ash Nico, but Young Miko is the reggaeton scene. So if you haven't heard of her, which I don't think neither of you have, she's actually really good. She's really good. She's like I would say like a female Bad Bunny. I'll be honest. She's
Got it.
like she does trap.
Okay. What's
Uh,
the other artist? Who's the other?
21 Pilots.
Oh,
Ah.
They're on there.
my
That
part.
that's what I'm trying to say. We getting some big names on these soundtracks.
My partner's not a big fan of 21 Pilots. Unlike me, I like 21 Pilots. All right. What about you, Mike?
I mean, I'm hoping it drops when the show drops. It just makes sense, right?
It might be the Friday before because a lot of music albums come out on Fridays, so it might be the
It
day
could be
before.
the Friday after. It could also be like it might wait until the
No, it won't
series
wait. I don't
ends.
think they'll wait. It might be it'll be the
I
day
don't know why
of
would they.
or a
Well,
day
I don't know
before.
why would they wait until the
Yeah, I don't
show
think they'll
ends.
wait.
I don't know. But are you gonna get the music video then? Are you looking forward to it?
The
Do
music
you think
video
there'll
is
be
the
another
soundtrack.
music video?
The
Oh,
soundtrack?
I could potentially see 21 Pilots if they did a music video with them. I could see that coming.
I will hope they would throw another one. That'd be nice to see.
I would like
A
to
third
see it,
one.
especially with 21
another
Pilots.
one.
Yeah.
I would listen to it on if it's available on Apple Music and see how it, the rest of the songs are.
I'm really intrigued to see Young Miko though, because I'm like, is there gonna be a reggaeton song?
I think
Oh, no, I
we get
can't see
Spanish.
that.
We get Spanish.
Spanish?
Or
Oh man.
they do a flip version. There's an English version of a song and a Spanish version of a song.
I don't think her English is kind of like Bad Bunny. It's very strong, like Puerto
Very,
Rican
very
accent. Like
Puerto Rican accent.
I think she does know English, but not like she's not like fluent like that. Yeah,
Well,
we'll see.
that's it from us. Does anyone have any final questions? Any concerns? Nothing? All right.
No, we just hyped.
Thanks, gamers, for watching another episode. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on Arcane 2 music videos that Riot has produced and whether or not they're truly a music company that just makes video games. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Later.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Part-Time Gamers Podcast. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And follow us on our other social platforms on TikTok, Instagram, and Discord. Links for those will be provided in the description. Thank you again. We will see you on the next episode of the podcast. And make sure you make some time for video games. Peace.